Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Wednesday, December 18th, 2024. I, of course, am with Originator Success here with your daily mortgage rate update, the only place on the web where you get to join me live each and every weekday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. However, I think I'm going to take some quiet time through the holidays. It gets very boring the last couple weeks. But I'm here normally like 358 days out of 300. How many days? 365, right? So anyway, good morning, my friends. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. If you're here this morning, say good morning. If you're watching on the replay, do me a favor. Just give me hashtag replay in the comments, whether you are on Facebook or on YouTube. Either way, let me know that you were here and that you are watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you're on Facebook. Maybe tag an originator, help us spread the word. Today's going to be a good one. We're talking about the Fed meeting, a lot to talk about today. So we got some fun stuff, but make sure you spread the word. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and give us that thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and say hi to all of our friends here this morning, all the live folks. We've got Mr. James Mahan live, and good morning, sir. Hope you're doing well, representing the Nexa Nation. Mr. Dan Crowley, always appreciate you, my friend. Monica Dinkins, good morning. Great to have you here. And it's a little spreading a little sunshine in my life this morning. I see that. Deb Dickinson, good morning, my friend. Colin Jordan, good morning, sir. Thank you for tagging some other originators. I hope that they enjoy the show, and I hope they do thank Colin. Good morning, Amy Blauser over there on the YouTube. Starting to get a little traction on YouTube now. So do me a favor, Amy, make sure you go ahead and give us a thumbs up on that little thing and make sure you subscribe. Always appreciate that. Rob Stewart, good morning, sir. Hope all is well. Mr. Ron Siegel, hello, my friend. Good morning. Today is National Roast Suckling Pig Day. How do you not love that one? Everything is better with bacon. And I agree with you, my friend. Everything is better with bacon. I'm big on that. Ron said we do best of shows during the holidays. Yeah, I don't have a radio show, so I don't have to stay on. I might do something a little more, whatever. You want to keep the momentum is the reality. So I'll probably be on. They'll probably be a little shorter, but we'll have some holiday fun. Maybe we'll do mixing some other stuff on there. We'll explore some topics. I appreciate that, my friend. But as far as everything here today, National Roast Suckling Pig Day, gotta love it, gotta enjoy it. I'm all about it. It's great to would live that within my world for sure. Good morning, Miss Megan Lindbergh, Paige. Great to see you, Paige. Yasmin Martin, Ron. There we go. Glenn Boussard. Great to see you, sir. Randy Tico, giddy up, my friend. All right, I got a question of the day for y'all. And then I'm going to jump into the good stuff here. So hold on. Let me just go ahead and remove this from the screen. All right, so the question of the day is down at the bottom. You guys answer it while I go over and start reading everything. What is the strangest place you've ever slept? And I have a really good answer for you. This is a juicy one. Make sure you stay to the end. I will answer the question. We will check all of your answers after we do the market update and talk about what's going on with the Fed. But this is a fun one. What is the strangest place you've ever slept? Wait till you get my answer. You won't be surprised necessarily, but you're going to laugh. At least it makes me laugh looking back on it. So I'm going to come back for that one. Let's go ahead and go over the good stuff here. Quick recap what happened yesterday. Pricing held steady the last couple of days. Let's go ahead and let's pop this onto. Let me share my screen, and we'll go over all that stuff here. So let's see. Boom. Okay, so quick recap where we're at and what's happened and all that good stuff. Let's see if we can't zoom in on this a little bit, right? That would be nice. Let's see. All right, so here you go. You can see the last couple of days have been flat. Even, when we look back at this over a 5-day period, remember, this is a line chart that is looking at mortgage-backed securities, which are currently flat as flat can be. You can't get any more flat than zero on the day at 100.84. We had seen them losing ground all last week. When mortgage-backed securities sell for less, when pricing goes down, that means your rate sheets get worse. And then on Friday, we kind of leveled off at the end of the afternoon. Monday, we opened up pretty flat. Tuesday, a little bit more movement, but overall, really not much. It was flat as well. When you take a look at rate sheets, you're going to see that same behavior. We ended the week 6.95. Monday, 6.93. Tuesday, 6.92. This morning, we would start the day very much the same as where we were at. So rate sheets today, basically unchanged from yesterday to start. However, we possibly are going to see some big moves this afternoon. I think we're going to see some pretty big moves. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. What do you think? If you're just joining us, make sure you answer the question of the day. Question of the day is what's the strangest place you've ever slept? And let me make this a little smaller so we can actually see what's on the screen now. So taking a look at what we got on the fancy charts here, we're flat to start the day. Rate sheets are basically going to be unchanged from yesterday. However, I do expect we're going to see some big moves this afternoon. Remember, the Fed meeting at 2 p.m. Eastern time, they're going to release their policy statement. It's a given at this point. It's basically a lock that the Fed is going to go ahead and cut rates by a quarter point. Remember, we saw a rate cut to start this cycle in September. It was a half a point, big jump. Then we saw a quarter point cut in November. And right now it's almost a lock. It's a given. It's a gimme that we're going to see another rate cut, bringing us down another quarter point, which will make it a full point for the year. And that'll be that. That's kind of the idea on what we're going to see here. So reprice risk on the day is high. Now, if we did get some kind of surprise dovish tone from the Fed, remember, we're going to see a dot plot. So this is the dot plot, right? Right here, we've got the dot plot going on. The last time we saw the dot plot was September. Every quarter, we see the release of a forecast. All the Fed participants, the different committee members, and I think there's 19, they go ahead and they throw a dart at the dartboard and figure out where they think rates are going to be in their policy rate in 2024, 2025, 2026. Obviously, the 2024 one, I think that this one will disappear because 2024 will be over, right? We know where rates will be. They won't forecast it, but we're going to see 2025, 2026, 2027, and then beyond. I wonder if they do 2028 after that. We'll have to see on the new dot plot. But it doesn't matter because all this stuff's out so far out in the future. It's all made up anyway. Here's the focus, though, 2025. Right now in September, you could see that the biggest number was from 3 to 3.25, 3.25 to 3.5. So 3.25 was the big number for 2025. That would be 3 more rate cuts for the year. The question is, do the Fed members still believe there'll be 3? And there was quite a few that thought there'd be 4 right here. Okay, so 3 and 4. I'm seeing some good stories. You guys keep popping it on there. What is the strangest place you've ever slept? But in the meantime, there's between 3 and 3.5 are the biggest things here. I think we're going to see that go up. I have seen a lot of hawkish tone from the Fed members when they have been out speaking. And at the end of the day, the economy does not seem to be limping along. The current Fed rate does not seem to be restrictive. We have not seen anything special in the jobs market to show that it's really weakening. We could point to the holes, but at the end of the day, people are still out there spending money. It may be money that they got on credit cards, but they're spending it. And that's driving the economy and all of this stuff here. So we're going to see where this comes out. So at 2 p.m. Eastern time, the Fed will come out with their policy statement and they're going to release the dot plot. That's the first big opportunity to see things move. We will see a lot of volatility at that point. Okay. The next thing that's going to happen is at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time, Fed Chair Jerome Powell does his press conference. First 10 or 12 minutes are usually prepared comments, and then he's going to start taking questions. We usually see the most movement at about 3:15 Eastern time. That's when markets have heard enough that they really start to react. So the question today is, how strong is the market reaction going to be to all of this data and what the Fed has to say and everything else here, right? You know, there's a lot of questions, you know, especially you're going to hear a lot like, why did they cut rates? You know, if things aren't restrictive, we're seeing signs of stickier inflation. If inflation starts to tick up again going into 2025, which is what we saw in 2024, let's go back and look at the charts. Let me get my head out of the way for a minute. I want to make this nice and big for you here. Let me just pop this up. Okay. So when we go back, let's do a year. Okay. We were coming, I'm going to do 5-year for a minute, even though it's like way too long. I wish I could do 2-year. I think there is a way to do, but anyway, so here we are at the end of 23. We improved. See this? We were all the way up. Remember, so when you see these Japanese candlesticks go higher, that's good for rates and pricing. When you see them drop lower, that's bad. We were going up in 2023, and then in 2024, we dropped all the way down, coming all the way through until May. All right. The first 5 months, basically, of the year, we just saw mortgage bonds. We got a little bit of a reprieve in February, but they were kind of coming back. So let's go into 1 year, take a look. So coming off, we were at our highest point here. We dropped back down into May. Then as we got into the second part of the year, we saw expectations of Fed rate cuts, and then that bounced us up much, much higher. And we've since seen a very, very strong dip. So we lost a lot of ground. The question is, look at where we were back in September, 102.45. Now we're at 100.87. That's almost 200 basis points away from where it was. But that 100.45, right, the best levels we were at here, like the 102.40, and then we came all the way down to like 150. So we were down, 100.50, 100.60. Now we were back up to 100.01.50, picked up 100 basis points, and then look at where we've lost that ground now as we get into this here, right? So you can see there's a lot of swinging. Now, we'd picked up quite the move here. All right, let me get back on the screen so you all see me here. So looking at this, we were peaking in September around 102.50, right? We're just going to round it a little bit, 102.50. Then we came all the way down to 100.50. We lost 200 basis points as we came down. We started to recover, and we were at 101.50. We picked up 100 basis points. So we lost 200 on the way down. We saw rates go from low sixes to low sevens. We picked up a point in interest rates. Then we saw them jump up here, and we've improved into the kind of the higher sixes, right? High six, low sevens. And then we've dropped back down. Back up here, we were in the high sixes. And then down here, now we're in the high sixes, low sevens again, mainly low sevens. So we've lost a lot of ground. The question is, which way are things going to break from here? Are they going to break lower or higher? If mortgage bonds sell off and lose ground, that means mortgage rates go up. If the 10-year treasury yield, let me pull this over so we can put all this on the screen together here. Hold on a minute. Dun, dun, dun. Let's try that. Hold on. Let's see. Okay. So, don't do that. Okay. Hold on a minute. I got to move this over. This is harder than it seems, y'all. Okay. So looking at this, let me pull this up here. Okay. By the way, here's the lock advice. My lock advice, if it isn't locked by now, then you were gambling, right? So let's see what the day brings. I don't think today is going to be a good day. I think we're going to see rates worsen by the end of the day. I think we're going to go into the end of the week with worse rates where we're at. I think we're going to see things go down. That's my feeling. Why do I think that? Because we don't have a restrictive policy. I think that they're going to ask a lot of questions. Right now, when we take a look, markets are currently, they figure we're going to see that rate cut to 4.25. As we look at January, markets pricing in that will stay at 4.25. There will not be a rate cut according to the markets in January. There's a little bit of an outlier that are betting into it, but nothing significant. But by March, now you got 50% and then another 10%. So we're basically at about 60% expectation that we'll see a rate cut by March. That's still 3 months from now, a lot of data. But if markets start to give up the idea that we'll see a Fed rate cut, if Powell gives a very hawkish tone and we see this move, that's going to be bad for mortgage rates. Now, again, rates aren't going to necessarily follow the expectation here, but it's very much like what you see in this article here, right? So bond traders target deeper 2025 Fed rate cuts than market expectations. If we're seeing that, some bond traders have been boosting options and future wagers. The Federal Reserve is about to signal deeper interest rate cuts than markets anticipate. I don't think that that's going to be the case at all. I would be amazed. I think we're going to see bonds worsen today. I think things are going to get worse. Not significantly. You're not going to see rates jump up a half a point, but they are going to worsen. So right now we're in a cautiously float spot, but be very, very ready to lock. And if you need to, lock ahead of time just for the protection. But it's very unlikely that we're going to get a surprise reading today. So let's go ahead and let's get back to what you guys have to say. Let's hit our user comments here and see what y'all have to say. So We're going to come back and answer your question of where you have slept because that will be fun. As far as the market goes, Ron Siegel said, I expect a dovish tone. You really think so? Dude, I don't know if you're overly optimistic or I'm overly pessimistic. So Ron says, I expect a dovish tone. Both Goolsby and Mary Daly are both discussing neutral rate near 3%. I don't think they will be outliers. You think the Fed is looking deeper at some of the deeper than the headlines? And that's why we're going to be more dovish. I don't know. I don't see it. What do the rest of you think? Anyone want to take some bets on this? I think it's going to be hawkish. I do. I think it's going to come across hawkish. We'll see. The Fed meeting minutes on this one in a few weeks are going to be definitely something we'll want to dig a little deeper on because then we'll get to more of a note. But I think the overall sentiment here is going to be hawkish. I think that the Fed is going to be more worried about where things are going as we head into 2025 and gotten there. So let's answer the question of the day because that is a fun one. Let's talk about where y'all have slept. And I will tell you my story real quick, and then we'll go over your stories because I think some of them are as funny as mine. So when I was a young man and but old enough to be out on my own, I was hold on a minute. We got Miss Millie wants to come in, the cat. Hold on. Come on, Miss Millie. Come on. Come on. Come on, I'm live. So either come in or don't. Let's go. There you go. Good girl. Okay. Would you like to say hi to everybody? No? You're going to go hide? Okay. All right. So anyway, when I was a younger man, I was flirting / courting a young lady who lived a few different towns away. And I got a friend of mine to go drop me off in her town. And I was supposed to sleep over her and her friend's house. However, after I got there, we got in a huge fight and I did not sleep over that house and I had no other place to go and no car. Hold on, I'm getting Miss Millie here. Here's Miss Millie, everybody. There you go, Miss Millie. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. She wants to get down. She's a busy. You're just an active kitty, aren't you? But you're a pretty kitty. So anyway, I got in a fight and I ended up sleeping in the bushes outside of the municipal building. They had like very deep hedges and I had no money. I couldn't get a hotel room. I was nowhere near that point in my life. And I had nowhere to sleep. So here I was sleeping in the bushes at the municipal building because they were real thick hedges and I crawled up behind them and it was a nice warm spot out of the wind, out of everybody's view. And that is where I slept. So I think that's probably the strangest place that I've slept is in the hedges outside of the municipal building in Sayreville, New Jersey. I don't even know if my wife knows that story. So Laura slept the back of a motorcycle on the highway. Yes, Laura, my wife sleeps on the back of the bike once in a while. So I know that feeling as well. Ron said the problem with strange sleeping places. I'm not sure I remember all of them as fraternity days are a blur. We could just leave it at the gray squirrel. Oh, that's funny. Mark says he agrees with Ron. Dot plot will bring down bond yields, especially the 2-year. You think so? We will find out tomorrow, my friend. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to happen. But let's see. It could be. And that's why, again, when it comes into the lock advice, we want to cautiously float today at this point and see if it's floating now. If it hasn't been locked by now, you don't want to lock it, right? You think they're looking at the beige book. Yeah, I think they're looking at the beige book too, for sure. James Mahan, you've been in the Army. You've slept in some strange places. You got some good stories for us, my friend. Megan Lindbergh, slept in my rental car inside the gate parking lot of the budget car rental in Costa Rica because your flight was delayed past the check-in time of your Airbnb and no one came to the door to let you check in. Drove back to budget and they let us sleep inside the gated parking lot for safety. Oh, that's funny. When I was in the mortgage business, so, y'all know my story. I went broke in 2008 in the mortgage business, went bankrupt in 2009. And in 2008, my mother passed away at the end of 2008. And I lost my cars and everything in the, as things were going down in the business. And she left us a old Ford Ranger with Splash with the little sides. And I drove that down to Virginia to meet a guy named Doug Adamczyk, to work for a new company, and I couldn't afford a hotel room because I was stone broke, and I slept in the parking lot in the truck. So as in the mortgage business, so I've been there and sleeping in the car. Um, Good morning, Nathan Einkorn. Where's the weirdest place you've ever slept? You got any good stories? Um, Ron Siegel, you can confirm nor deny anything about that event. That's funny. And all right, Brenda, under a picnic table. Dave Zlinke, you think rates stay in the sevens for 2025? I think they'll come down a little bit more than that, I hope. Hello, Lisa. Good to see you, my friend. Let's see. Just seeing if I missed anybody's. Yasmin slept in a tent. It was freezing. Never did that again. I did a lot of tent camping in Boy Scouts. Not as a scout, but as a scoutmaster. High school choir trips, used to sleep in the luggage rack shelf above the seats on the roof of the bus. Oh, that's funny, dude. I know exactly what you're talking about. Right? Oh, that is. Some foodie discussions during the holidays. We could do that, Ron. That would be funny. So, all right, my friends, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. We will see what happens. Most importantly, make sure you're ready. A few other things for you before we let everybody go. Remember, you can sign up for our free email lock advice. I send out an email each and every weekday morning with market commentary for you to use any way you like. Keep you posted. I'm talking. You got to wait now. You can sign up for that at www.ratelockadvice.com. If you'd like to sign up for our text alerts, we're going to be sending them out this afternoon, keeping you posted. Protect your pipeline. They're $7 a month. www.ratetextalerts.com. If you would like a live reminder that I'm going live each morning, you can go ahead and get a text message. If you just want the quick links and don't want to depend on social media to remind you, hmmr.io/reminder, or use this cool QR code over there, hmmr.io/reminder. Also, if you'd like to find out how we help you to get loans from Google and social media, that's what we do the best. Check us out at originatorssuccess.com. Sign up for a demo, or look at our short demo and see what we do, and we'll get you going there. All right, my friends, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you again. None that you can remember, Einkorn? No good stories? Or just that you can't remember them is the good story. Mike Tebow, on the bathroom floor in your suit. Why in your suit? Let me know in the comments, Tebow. Why in your suit? That's a funny one. So, all right, y'all. Well, you guys have a fantastic one. Tomorrow we'll talk about what happened today. We'll see who was right and who was wrong. I say today, not good for rates. A few of you say that you think that we're going to see a more dovish tone that would be good for rates. Remember, go ahead and float into today. And keep your options open is where we're at. If it isn't locked by now, there's no reason to lock it, is kind of the idea going on there, but definitely be ready to lock this afternoon at the first sign of trouble. All right, my friends, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'll see you guys tomorrow.